All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin. Welcome to Starfall. For the record, for those of you who weren't here before, um, uh, no, I love Bette Midler, but that song gives me twitches. Okay, we not going to get derailed. Not going to get derailed. I'm actually going to get through this performance without getting derailed. The universe is expanding. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Starfall. To give you a brief info of what is going today, this is a fever dream of my imagination that started off as a concert and ended up in this. So, this will consist of portions of me singing live, like Fiel espada triunfadora and all of that. But it will also include pre recorded dialogue with very, very talented narrators and voice actors. We have Crim Mip, who will be our storyteller today. And we also have the stellar voices of Liana K, also known as Solemn Walker in Second Life, and Remi J. Crowley. So, without further ado, we are about to begin Starfall. And I must tell you, please do not use flash photography, it scares the narrator away. And now, let us begin Once Upon a Time.
My dear listeners, this is to be a fairy tale. Actually, it's a specific fairy's tale, and thus must start as all such stories do. Once upon a time, in a far-off realm, there lived a fairy. Now you may not know this, dear listeners, but fairies come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. There are fairies so tiny that you can only see them through a microscope. If you happen to know what those are, how to get a hold of one in a pre-industrial civilization, and ultimately what to do if your particular universe's science police try to confiscate it from you. There are fairies so large that their heartbeats are measured in terms of the slow drifting of continents, and only beat once in tens of thousands of years. Our story, as it were, does not deal with such remarkable fae, but it's important that you know these things because it's rather a nice bit of knowledge to trot out to liven up dull events like dreadful parties, bar examinations, and colonoscopies. No, our story deals with a rather common fairy.
I beg your pardon?
Ahem. As I was saying, a common fairy. Just your regular garden variety fairy as far as fairy types go. But insofar as typicality goes, we could go so far as saying that this was a typically atypical typical fairy. That is to say, that in the great convention of storytelling tropes, this was a fairy who liked to do things that went against type, and therefore that means he was your standard protagonist type stock as far as stories go.
I'm a little confused by that, but I think that means I am uniquely common?
And so it happened that one day, this fairy became keenly attuned to something going on in the mortal realm, a sound that is not often heard in the land of fairy. He heard someone crying.
I heard someone crying. Who though could it be? Maybe it's the forest calling out, come see. Maybe it's the moonlight, all alone and lost and cold. I heard someone crying. Maybe it was me. I heard someone singing. Who though could it be? Maybe it's a siren calling out to seek. Maybe they're not gone so far away as I've been told. I heard someone singing. Maybe it was she. Maybe it was someone I could find and have a cup of tea. Maybe it was someone who could bring the tea and come find me. There is crying, though I can't say who. Someone in this realm with nothing left to do. Sounded like a mother left alone, her love grown cold. I heard someone crying, maybe it was you. Maybe I was dreaming of a garden growing far below. I heard someone crying, tell me, who are you? Surely it was Mary, why can no one see? Crying for her daughter, for the life she'll never know. So lost to see her lying in her
And so, pushed by his inquisitive nature, the fairy spied in homes and in gathering places where mortals wore somber clothing and spoke in hushed tones, often on the verge of tears. And it was there that this immortal fairy realized that there was a great evil at work, and the loss and the grief it left in its wake was so strong, so powerful, that even he felt his own light dimming. If it could do that to him, he shuddered to think of what it did to the mortals whom it touched. Determined to find the source of this great ill, the fairy set off to find the wisest person in all of fairy, the great librarian Liana.
Be careful, little fairy. The things you are looking into are often avoided by your kind. Some say the Fae are not made to comprehend suffering and despair.
And what do the Fae say?
Nothing, because they very seldom notice what transpires outside their endless summer.
Well, maybe it's time some started paying attention.
Be careful, summer child. Remember, what is learned cannot be unlearned. Return to your court, its eternal pleasures, and think no more of these things.
But I want to learn. I do.
For the last time, be careful. Once you touch the mortal world, you will not be able to see the world again as you once did. It will change you.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't know what I wanted. Tell me, what ails the mortals?
It ails more than mortals. It imperils us all. What you have seen is the touch of the Unweaver at work.
The Unweaver? What is it?
It is a force, both subtle and brutal. A thing that pulls at the strands of creation for the sheer pleasure of unmaking.
But that doesn't make any sense. Why haven't I heard of it if it is such a danger?
Because, little fairy, you're no threat to it.
What do you mean? Why am I no threat?
You are immortal. You're unchanging, or rather, your changes are so slow that there's no memory of what was changed. Because you don't change, you can't change yourself, you can't change the world. You are powerless against the threat of the Unweaver. But mortals, their time is measured and brief. Yet they are ever-changing, each treading unending possibilities. In that short time, they can change the world for good, or ill, if they choose. They are the greatest threat to the Unweaver, and therefore they are his first victims. They are the only ones who could destroy it.
But they're alone and so frail. I want to help. I want to change.
You want to fight the Unweaver?
Yes.
You want to change?
Yes. I wish to do so more than anything.
Be careful what you wish for. Your heart is sure to find it, little fairy.
I am resolved.
Then go to the glade of Irana. Read the inscription on a grave, and what you find there will guide you to your heart's desire.
I will go. Thank you, Lord Liana.
Don't thank me. And may Junction keep you. And may you never regret your wish.
I will set out to unmake the Unweaver. I will undo what he has unwoven. I will spin the world anew. Sheep make a lamb, lamb make a skin, skin make a fur, fur make a wool, wool make a yarn, yarn make a cloth, cloth make a present for you. See the world spin, 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 see the world spin, 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 see the world spin. Field had a tree, tree had a nest, nest had an egg, egg had a bird, bird had to fly, didn't know why, bird had to sing a song too. As the bird flew, he sang, hear the bird sing, 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 see the world spin. When the time comes you are alone, dark is the night, cold is the wind, empty the heart, empty the soul, empty the hands, my friend. So light up the fire, put on the tea, let the dark something inside you come out and be free to fly into the night and die. Let the fire burn, burn, burn. Let the wheel turn, turn, turn. Let the birds sing, sing, sing. Let the world spin. Bees make a buzz, fleas make a bite. Love turns a great many wrongs into right. Poets weave words into their songs, weavers string poets along. Let the cruel words now fly into the needle's eye. Weavers and poets cry, but while their fingers fly, like the bright bird they sing, let the world spin, 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 spin away.
And so it was that the fairy traveled through the land and onto the glade of Arana, where the great heroine had been laid to rest. There our protagonist found something of great interest.
The glade of Arana. Finally. You know, it looks exactly the way it did in those illustrations, in those books of stories. Amazing. The tomb of the greatest heroine of the realm gave her life. There she is, with her sword aloft, and I believe that is her sword on that stone. And there's an inscription on the stone. Let's take a closer look. fight the Unweaver. This must be fate. This must be destiny. I was meant to come here and find this. Let me take the sword. I will take the sword of Irana, and I will strike a blow upon the heart of the Unweaver. Come, to my hand, sword. It slid right off the stone effortlessly, and it weighs like a feather in my hand. This is the sword that will save the worlds.
Fiel espada triunfadora que ahora brillase mi mano, y otros hombres y otras lides ya tu gloria conoció. Yo venero la nobleza de tu acero toledano, en el tajo entre las aguas regiamente se templó. Se templó. Oh, brillantizona de vino acero, igual que un claro rayo de luna, brillantizona que yo no los quiero, hallar la senda de mi fortuna. Se las lides como un rayo que no cede ni perdona, llega siempre que te asistan el derecho y la razón. La razón. Brillantizana que yo los quiero, hallar la senda de mi fortuna. Brillantizona que yo los quiero, hallar la senda de mi fortuna.
And as the fairy discovered, the magical sword seemed to pull him in one direction, then the other, like a dog tugging on a leash. Eventually he realized the sword was guiding him, and he followed. Past worlds of snow, past realms where the only sentient beings were rocks, where music was written in earthquakes, and cheering audiences responded with tsunamis, past great empty expanses and crowded cities. And then to our world, where he saw firsthand the work of the Unweaver.
The gloom, the devastation. It's heart-wrenching. How can I... No. I mustn't let doubt cloud my judgment. I came here to help mortals vanquish the Unweaver, and that is what I'm going to do. I need to gather courage to myself, and Irana's sword by my side. See how it glimmers, how it glistens in the air. Listen to me, O blade, guide my hand, for now, to battle.
prima d'amarti, non può frenarmi il tuo martir. Mare in bene che potrò salvarti,
What? No. No!
And as the Unweaver lashed out, the fairy could feel his immortal essence being burned away. It broke away from him like the sighs of bent willow trees and the memory of leaves. Diminished and fading, he called for help.
Where am I?
You are in the heart of the ocean.
And who are you?
I am the voice of the ocean.
I didn't know the ocean even had one.
The tide that beats against the sands and the roar that pulls at your feet. The rumble that rocks kingdoms to sleep and the whisper of the trickle through the rock. You've heard it, but you never listened. Few mortals ever do.
I am not a mortal.
Then you wouldn't have ended in the tide. The tide pulls on all things that will pass. You cried for help, and it brought you to me. You were half shipwrecked when you arrived.
The Unweaver.
You were caught by the ebb of the wave. The water is clear now, so you were immortal once. No more. Not after meeting him.
I'm on a quest to defeat him. Can you help me?
My tides cannot move him. I am the flow and the pull of that which was, becoming what which will be. He never becomes anything but what he already is.
Then who can help me?
To conquer the maelstrom, one must know why for it spins. Seek the one who knows the beginning of all things. The first tree in the forest of Brocéliande.
Venturing forth from the ocean, and she who had saved him, the cat who had once been a fairy sought refuge in a nearby forest, his mind reeling with the knowledge of what had happened to him and his own mortality.
You must be she, the first tree of the forest.
The world.
First tree of the world? You must be ancient.
Or perhaps it is you who is brief.
I am not brief.
Brevity is the soul of wit, so perhaps you are not after all.
I'm getting dissed by old-growth forest.
Age brings humor with it.
There's nothing funny about what I have to do.
You seek to end the blight.
The blight?
He clings to every sapling, hungers for every seed pod with a soul, with his touch.
The Unweaver, how did you...
Your story, your trail, well trod by others, under branch and canopy, season after season, I can see the path. Even if you don't, every world is my forest. All trails are mine.
Then you must know. You must know how to vanquish him.
Every seed carries with it the secret of its own, and his seed did not thrive in the lights. His beginning I cannot see.
Then what must I do?
A tree easily felled overnight. A forest? Not so. The aid you have sought has made you stronger. Like you, I too turn to one greater than I for illumination.
Who is this?
The Night's mother, who cradled the world before it knew itself. Mistress of the darkness.
Where shall I find the Night Mother?
Sooner or later, the night finds us all. Sooner or later.
Her voice is like the creaking of the trees in the wind. Harsh, but musical at the same time.
I want to be where the music comes from, where the clock stops, where it's now. I want to be with the friends around me who have found me, who show me how. I want to sing to the early morning, see the sunlight melt the snow. And I want to grow. I want to wake to the living spirit here inside me where it lies. I want to listen till I can hear it. Let it guide me and realize that I can go with the flow unending, that is blending, that is real. And I want to feel. I want to walk in the earthly garden, far from cities, far from fear. I want to talk to the growing garden, to the devos, to the deer, and to be one with the river flowing, breezes blowing, sky above. And I want to love.
Following the path of the forest, the cat walked for days and days until the canopy above him was so dark and thick that it could almost be mistaken for the night sky, and the pinpricks of light through the leaves resembled the twinkling of stars. It was only after a long time that he realized that it was indeed the sky, for night had fallen and he was in the realm of the Night Mother. His quest was almost at an end.
She comes on like the moonlight through the sky. Dreams drift down with her. Oh, the quiet, quiet hearts of all. So they listen with delight, calling out when day awakens. Return, holy night, fair dreams, oh return, return, oh holy night. Fair dreams return, return, return.
Your song pleases me. You may approach.
Mother of the night, I come to you in despair.
Of course you do. None choose to travel by my realm except those who can no longer choose. The desperate and the desperados. Which one are you, I wonder?
I am...
Not that it matters. All things are equal in the darkness.
How is that possible?
How can you tell? A queen is a queen.
Well, by the crown she wears and a scepter and her mantle.
And what if it is too dim to see the scepter, too gloomy for a shining crown? What then?
Then I guess I would know whether she was a queen or not.
Then you would have to judge her by her actions, not the dress or the flowery words. And then you would know.
Know what?
That there are far nobler peasants than many rulers who ever claimed the throne. The night takes your sight, but pays you back with insight.
I thought daylight did that.
Light can only show you what something appears to be. In the shadows, you have to deal with what is. For example, in the light, you missed the inscription engraved on Irana's tomb.
That's not true. I saw it. I read it. It said, "Fight the Unweaver."
And you did not see where the paint of the words had been worn away by the sun and the rain. In the dark, you would have had to touch the stone, felt the grooves, realize there was something you had missed. Your quest might have ended differently if you had.
What did I miss?
A word.
A single word?
A single word.
Well, I doubt that my quest would have...
That is good. Doubt is the beginning of understanding.
Well, help me understand how I can defeat the Unweaver, then.
I will provide you with safe passage through my realm. Follow its paths, and you will find the answer you need.
Follow the path through your realm, into dark.
Indeed.
You want me to stumble around in the darkness?
If you can't see where you're going, then you won't steer yourself towards an answer you think you know. You'll have a better chance of finding the right answer.
That makes sense. It shouldn't, but it does.
The realm of the Night Mother is everywhere. As a certain celebrated writer once said, light thinks it travels faster than anything, but it is wrong. No matter how fast light travels, it finds the darkness has always got there first and is waiting for it. Darkness is not evil, though. It doesn't seek to destroy the light, but exists as a complement to it. The Unweaver, on the other hand, wishes to end all, and he fears the Night Mother most of all, because she sees what others don't and knows many things, and from this comes compassion. And so, the twisting paths of her realm took our mortal cat to the crossroads of worlds that is called Junction. And there he found others who, like him, were embarked on the same path, each and every one of them carrying the treasured memories of those who came before.
At the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, at the opening of the buds and in rebirth of spring, at the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. We remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, at the rustling of the leaves and beauty of autumn time, at the start of the year and when it ends, we remember them. We remember them as long as we live. They too will live. They will live as long as we live. They are a part of us. They will live as long as we live. We remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, when we are lost and sick at heart, when we have joy we crave to share, we remember them. We remember them as long as we live. They too will live. They will live as long as we live. They are a part of us. They will live in blue skies. We have joy, we remember them as long as we live. They too will live, as long as we live. They are a part of us. They will live as long as we live. We remember them as long as we live. We remember them.
In that sorrow there was also joy. In that despair there was determination. In the darkness there was light. And so the lesson of the Night Mother became clear. Just as all those impossibilities were contained within their antithesis, so it was that what had been impossible for one cat to do could be possible for many to accomplish together.
I understand now. I understand the words that I missed. The message written on Arana's grave should be, probably is, we fight the Unweaver. And as long as there is a we stand a chance. It is too big for any one to accomplish. But together, as we are doing now, we have a chance. And even though the fight might seem impossible, nothing truly is. So therefore, what we should do
to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is our quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if we only be true to this glorious quest, that your heart will lie peaceful and calm when we're laid to our rest. And the world will be better for this, that although scorned and covered with scars, still we strove with our last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
And so, one day, we may live happily ever after. The end.
Thank you, everybody, for coming today. I want to thank Crim Mip for his wonderful narration. Crim, take a bow. I also want to thank Remi J. Crowley for her wonderful voicing of the librarian, and my friend Liana, known here as Solemn Walker, for her wonderful voicing of the Night Mother, the voice of the ocean, and the first tree of the world. You know what to do. The kiosks are right there. So let's go ahead and kick the unweaver where it hurts. I am Merryjest Starchild, and happy fair going.